Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV patch 5.2. It's been a really great and also pretty long stream yesterday for the main story, which, by the way, was pretty incredible, albeit very confusing. I definitely struggled, even after I ended the stream, a long time with what I'd seen in the story. There's a lot to unpack. I'm definitely going to read through a couple more, or look through a couple more podcasts, posts on the whole thing. Maybe I missed stuff. For example, I did notice, or I was made aware of, the fact that the Gaius' family in the Ruby Weapon questline actually shows you who's piloting what weapon, because their hair color, obviously, they've got the same hair color corresponding to the name of the weapon that they're piloting. Now, obviously, having never played the other Final Fantasy games, I didn't know that. I didn't even know what other weapons existed. But obviously now, it's a very, very clear indicator of who's piloting what. So things like that are obviously going over my head because I haven't played other Final Fantasy games except for 14. Except for 15 a bit, but I think we're best not talk about that. But that's the reason why I definitely want to check out some streams, podcasts, articles, posts, whatever I can get my hands on, to look through and you know, try and piece together what I saw yesterday with the main story, what's going on there, things we might be able to predict for the future. And I think that's going to be very, very interesting and very fun as well to try and piece it all together. And at some point, maybe I'll talk about it on stream, maybe we'll discuss it a bit. But so far, I mean, we probably need to have just a bit more time to really dive deep into it and entangle the mysteries of the new story quests. But because the story was as long as it was yesterday, and with the raid story and everything, there's still some stuff left in patch 5.2, and that's going to be mainly the Beast Tribe, the new one that I'm going to do, and the two new quests that have apparently been added to the YoRHa quest line, the near 24-man raid, which is very unusual because so far I think that never happened, that because those quests are exclusively made for the 24-mans and they only appear in 0.1, 0.3 and 0.5 patches, so having additional quests in between those is a very strange and new thing, and I hope that we get some more very interesting lore. I still have to finish Nier Automata, by the way. I did play through the first route, A route, and started B, but I haven't finished it. I was planning on doing that before the next 24-man. Now, obviously, we got these new quests, but I'm going to take a look at it and try and piece together what I can. But obviously, I don't know everything about Nier, so I guess we'll see how that goes. But let's start this whole thing, get the show on the road. Apparently, I sold a couple of things on the market board, so I'm quickly going to take a look at my retainers. Oh yeah, somebody bought linseed oil for whatever reason. And we can also finish off the benches. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's make me a bit of gil. So let's just put some materia on the market board. Here's a couple. You can always make a ton of gil from these. Let's see here, 29.59. Oh wait, 29? Yeah, 29. I got these from extracting materia with a new feature that they added 2679. Where you can now extract materia if you have gear with a spirit bond of 100%. Which is an interesting feature. And I had way more gear with 100% spirit bond still left in my armory chest than I expected to have, which was a very welcomed discovery. Are people buying these? Oh, I think so. So, what that actually allows you to do, or wait, let's quickly talk about how it was before, right? So, before this patch came out, the way it worked was that you could spirit bond gear. The more you used it, the more it actually spirit bonded to you, and if it reached 100%, you could destroy it and it would turn into a materia. So what people would do is they would get or craft specific gear that was very easy to spirit bond, but also had a certain item level, so that you got certain crafted materia out of it that you needed to overmelt your crafted gear. And you had to craft like a whole bunch of a specific item, spirit bonded by using it for a short time, and then convert it into materia. But what that meant, again, was that you had to get a ton of that gear. But now, you can actually spirit bond the same piece of gear over and over and over again, and just extract materia from it every time it reaches 100% spirit bond, and it just resets the spirit bond from 100 to 1. Which is an interesting change. Now, I personally have never really done that. My crafted materia I always got with yellow and white script so far. I'm not that big into overmelding my crafted gear anyway. I'll do it, but it'll take me some time just because I don't really focus on it too much. And obviously for the new patch, I haven't even crafted all the new crafted gear. I'm still running around with my 430 crafted set for my crafters, and that's fine. I'm gonna change that, but obviously it'll take me 1 or 2 weeks to really do everything and, you know, acquire materia. I do have some crafted materia, but not crafted, crafter materia, but you know, that's definitely not a main focus. But for the people who did the spirit bonding and retrieved materia from it, it's obviously gotten a whole lot more easier with the new system to acquire said materia, which in turn, although I haven't really looked at it, should, at least in theory, somewhat influence materia prices on the market board. But again, I haven't checked that. I don't even really know how expensive materia was before, so I am definitely not really able to compare everything. But don't mind that. We are going to, I think, start with the YoRHa quests actually. Although Qitari might be faster. Then again, it's still 6 hours until reset, so more than enough time, I hope, to do the new YoRHa quests. Should be enough time. I don't think, I mean, there are 2 new quests. I don't think they're gonna take me as long as the main story. That would be very strange indeed, and very surprising. Captain Kappa. Well, that's a name. So the quest should pop up here, yeah. Just have a quick look around. Because sometimes, I don't know, for whatever reason, I missed the New Game Plus quest, for example, when they added that. I don't know why I missed that, but I think... Wait, they launched New Game Plus with Shadowbringers, right? So with 5.0, which is probably why I missed it. And then I was very confused why I didn't have New Game Plus unlocked. I mean, I haven't used it so far, because I'm still debating. Again, I've said that before, I'm waiting for them to revamp the ARR story, and then I plan to play through the whole thing again. The one thing I'm not really sure about is whether or not I really want to do New Game Plus or do an entirely new character. The reason why I'm not really sure about that is I'm the type of person who really wants to do everything. So I have this, you know, ideal imagination of creating like an alt character and actually playing through everything again. So leveling all crafters, leveling all the jobs, and doing that while doing the main story and all the side quests and all that kind of stuff. But obviously I think that is pretty impossible to do, simply because when I'm also playing my main character at the same time, I think going through everything would probably take you up to 1,000 hours of playtime, maybe even more, even if you're very quick about it. But with my record, you know, basically trying to look through all of the quest text, trying to find hidden meanings, really digging through all the information available, I don't think that that's necessarily an interesting or... that just wouldn't be possible, I think. It's just impossible. You don't have enough time to do that. Maybe it would work if you really, like, if you got up, started Final Fantasy, played it until the evening, and then slept, and did that for, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months. Maybe it would be possible, but obviously that's not a thing that I'm going to do. And on the other hand, I think it's actually pretty cool with the New Game Plus feature, because it really allows you to just straight up play through the main story without any interruptions, without having to do any other quests, without having to level, you know, all these side distractions. So just really having that main story as one cohesive, you know, thing that you can go through and don't be distracted by anything. I think it's going to be a pretty cool thing. It's still going to take quite a long time, but I definitely want to do it at some point. Not really sure about that. So far I still have way more stuff, or yeah, way more stuff to do on my main, and with all the new things that are still left to unlock, with the savage raids, with the crafted stuff. So yeah, it's definitely going to take me a bit more time. Then again, 5.3 doesn't have an ultimate, although I'm definitely wanting to do the new, whatever they come up with for the new zone, for the new relic weapons. I'm definitely going to do that, and then there seems to be a Baldesion's Arsenal 2 at the end of that. So I'm going to do that, but still I hope that there will be some time left to go back, if they even do it. I mean, they always said they wanted to overhaul the Realm Reborn quests, and I'm sure they're gonna do it, but whether or not it will be available in patch 5.3, that's a whole other story, because I you know, it might take them a little bit longer, or maybe they'll start off with, I don't know, something else. But no matter that, let's get back to what we're actually here to do. Carnivals and confrontations. Now this quest name in itself is already, well, not really a spoiler, but I have seen people speculating that just by the name Carnival, it's gonna mean that we will see enemies that appeared in the theme park in Nier in 14, which I think, I mean, especially when you think about how much people seem to like the boss fight in that section of Nier, right, against the dancer, ballerina, I don't remember what her name was, but that fight was incredible, and the music of it was incredible as well. So yeah, I guess they'll include her the next time around. Which obviously begs the question what this quest is all about. The Digside Chief has a request for you. You could not possibly guess who it concerns. Lolly, what a conveniently timed entrance, ho! I was just thinking that I ought to send someone to check on Anok and Konok. They're still poking and prodding at those what-sits you dug up in the ruins, which is all well and good until one of them sets off another explosion. What have they done? I hope they haven't destroyed anything that's still worth to look at. I'm sure you'll notice if they blow up anything important. Say no more. I wouldn't want anything to happen to the artifacts. Yeah, that's definitely a concern right there. Thank you. You know how they get when they're curious about something? Not to mention that our annual carnival is fast approaching. So there... Wait, is that a debate? There's plenty that one's doing before we're ready, and I need those two to start pulling their weight. Is this quest truly going to be about a carnival from the dwarves? While you're looking in on them, remind them they've got duties outside of tinkering with rusty thingamabobs. Will you? Maybe they'll listen if it's you doing the nagging. They seem to respect you, much as they respect anyone. Must be all the violence. You find them in the tunnels, of course. Can't lure them out of there for love nor money, and believe me, I've tried. Let's do it. Let's check on them, see what they're doing. Hope they haven't done anything to 2P. She's still lying there. By the way, why isn't there like a path down to the mines anyway? You would think that at this point in time they would have built one. I guess not. Entrance to the excavation tunnels. Still within your music in here. That's just... Is there anything different here? Doesn't really look like it. I think all of this stuff was here before. So... yeah. Nothing really new, it seems. Wait, have they repaired the pod, or is that... So she's still deactivated, apparently. Maybe it's supposed to do that? What is it doing? Ali-ho! What are you guys doing? There you are! Can you believe this? Believe what? I waited through days of processing, broke multiple tools, and after all of that... stupid son of a hop swimming... What? What's going on? Anok, not everyone is privy to your inner thoughts. Allow me to explain. The pod confirmed that this device grants the user access to some sort of weaponry, which presumably means that it is indeed the key of which 2P spoke. Unfortunately, no sooner had we gotten it working than it stopped again. Based on our previous experiences, we assume that it's run out of power and will require a supplementary energy source. Oh. Still hovering, though. So let's hurry up and find one. The sooner we get the key working, the sooner we can pulverize our enemies. We don't even know where the weapon is, do we? Now, wait just a moment. We aren't even certain what sort of weaponry is involved here. Even if we get the key working again, we shouldn't activate it willy-nilly. Yeah. At least somebody's got a brain. Honestly, Konop, this ceaseless whining of yours is why we never make any progress. It's not whining, it's being ethical and prudent. Oh, of course, you would think about that. Must you two always bicker so? Shall the victor be the first to draw blood or the last man standing? Let's nag them a bit too. Why not both? Wait, yeah. And then what happens if one of you strikes first but the other one wins? What? At least that made them stop for now. Arguing with Arnok is like being run over by a trolley. I can't imagine. Oh, crumbling lies. Front. Is that a track from near? Are we missing a track? Because the 24-minute itself drops, I think, 6 different orchestrion rolls? No, wait, it drops... I think it drops either 4 or 5, and then you get another one from the, like, quest that we had to do a month ago. So what is this then? What were we talking about? Ah yes, so I'm right. I agree that we still know too little about the machine life forms and androids, but that's precisely why we need to seize this opportunity. If we claim the weaponry for ourselves, we'll know exactly what the enemy's capabilities are. Then, and only then, can we protect the village from comparable technology. That's an interesting excuse you've come up with there. Fine, I see your point. We'll be safer in the long run if we activate the weaponry sooner rather than later. Or everyone else will. I'll probably have dropped dead from trying to keep up with you. You say that, but you're far too stubborn to die. That's why I can always count on you. Aww. You too, most loyal and lethal assistant. Come along, we have a power source to find. Isn't that the wrong direction that you're running? Wait, in Comra? Why are we... What? Shouldn't we search in the factory? Why are they running to Comra? Because I'm pretty certain that, you know, getting like a Talos's power source probably wouldn't work, I'd imagine. At least that would be very unexpected if it would. It's about time. I've been considering what we need in order to power the key. A hefty chunk of crystal from a knocker out to do it, though I haven't quite worked out how we'll divert its energy for our purposes. Yeah, I'm not really sure that would work. Konok and I will think on it, while you head over to the Hollows and liberate that crystal. Find us when you're back in Comra. Well, guess I'll have to then. But that's really not what I would have tried. Then again, do we know... Well, I don't know, because I haven't played through Nier, but I'm not really sure of whether or not there is... Wait, is that... Oh. I'm not really sure whether or not there is a, like, power source in Nier that powers all of the androids and or the pods. If there is, I don't really know about it, so... That was fast. Wait. It's already finished. These are the only 2 quests that are there. Then it's quite disappointing, because I was very looking forward to go back to the factory. I mean, then again, we didn't even know that we were going to get these additional quests right now. So, if there is not much to do, then it's no big deal, but yeah. I definitely thought that we would go back into the factory, especially since they added this special item that lets you see log entries from the machines. I thought we would get like maybe 1 or 2 more entries in that. You got one right. Yes, indeed I did. Perfect. Now we can run some tests. Yes. It'll take a bit of experimentation to get the key powered up. It is science, you know. Don't you worry though. We'll have this thing in working order before you know it. While you wait, why not take some time for yourself? Have a nap, try some of our local delicacies, tell the chief to go bugger himself. Anok, Konok. What was he doing? Ah, and here's Marcus. I knew you had roped him into your schemes again. They're good schemes, and anyway, you're the one who keeps sending him to check on us. That is true. I wouldn't have to... What? I wouldn't have to if you do the work you were assigned. The carnival won't wait on your pet projects. I just thought of a way this quest might be going in the future. Can I actually convince them to do something for once? Fine. Come on, Konok. Let's get this over with. Because what I was just thinking is that if the dwarves are planning some sort of carnival, maybe what'll happen is in the next 24 men we'll find, you know, the carnival enemies from near, and once we defeat them, they're gonna drag them back here and use them for their carnival, right? That would make a lot of sense if they did that. So I wonder if that's where the quest is going in the end. Might be like a nice conclusion, right, for the next 24 men. Frustrating as they are, you have to admire their I can't talk this morning. Enthusiasm for tinkering. If they can put even a tenth of that energy toward the carnival, we'll be ready in no time. I hope you'll be able to attend. You won't have seen the like before, I assure you. Not to mention that we're eager to show our appreciation for you helping us with those machines. And there's no better way to do that than with a dwarven toast to your health or 2. Doesn't. Alright. So, I guess, like, canonically it makes sense that you would do these quests now, because obviously they need to experiment and work on the power source in order for that to work for the next part of the raid story, but I mean, again, it's kind of great that we got these quests now anyway, right? Because it adds a bit of flavor to the whole thing. But this whole thing about the power source, I would have liked for them to let me search the power source in the factory rather than just kill a random enemy here out in the zone where I've always been. That would have made it a bit more interesting, and also they could have maybe added some lore to the whole thing. Wait. Orchestral crumbling lies front. So where does it go? Trials, raids. Here. So these are all from the copied factory, right? These two, I think, you get from the story itself, from the quests. And then I think this one dropped, right? It says obtained in the copied factory, right? So it drops 5 orchestrion rolls. Then you get 2 more additional orchestrion rolls through the quest itself. And now we have a 3rd one acquired through quests. So, I mean, I don't know how many tracks the Nier Automata soundtrack has, but it does seem like at the end of it we'll have the whole soundtrack in this game, which is pretty cool, but didn't expect that. Holy shit. I still have to get these, especially this one. I should probably buy them so that they aren't very expensive in the end. I don't know. Still have to get a couple more orchestrion rolls, but I'll get them sooner or later. Ambient. This one's new. Material for synthesis obtained in subaquatic voyages. Oh. And then these ones. This one's new as well. For MGP. I should probably take a look at that. Wolf's Den. YoRHa. YoRHa? What are these for? Completing the achievement. Ghana. Wait, I didn't get this one? What? Pretty positive that I had this. Maybe I'm thinking about another one? Strange. But no matter now. Well, yeah, that's it basically. Celebratory Chief in addition to Side Chief, which means that Anak and Konak are going to do their part. The carnival is going to be a rousing success and you're all going to have fun, damn it. Yeah, this is definitely going into a direction where they use the carnival machines from Nier somehow in their carnival as well. Alright. It's been a short endeavor, but a welcomed one. Let's check out the Qitari then. I already missed some of the dailies, right? It's Thursday right now, so I missed Tuesday and Wednesday. But, I mean, it's not a big deal. Sooner or later you'll get them anyway. I don't really need them for anything, and to get them to max level is not really all that hard, so... let's go into Minor then. And accept the quest. This is the only one new here as well, right? Yeah. This door? Concerned mother. The stewards of note. The woman before you looks off into the distance with a visibly fretful expression. Oh, hello there. You're the sweet young man staying with Master Matoya, are you not? I've been meaning to thank you for looking after my boy that one time. His name is Valen. You remember him, don't you? I do. Valen? Is that the guy who constantly wanted us to help the Scree? The Serpent of Ronka? I think that's him, right? Valen? He's always running around with his friend Quinford. You know, the one who so much enjoys hearing the sound of his own voice? Oh no, so then Valen is the other one. Not the one that's constantly talking about the Serpent of YoRHa, but his friend. Why, just moments ago he rushed in here and went dashing off, shouting about how he'd made the discovery of staggering import over Infano. Velen, bless his heart, went running after him. I know these parts aren't as dangerous as they once were, and Quinford apparently has made some friends among the V's, but still, I can't help but worry. Would you be so kind as to follow after them, and make sure Velen doesn't get into anything over his head? You can tell him his mother sent you. I also really like that the Beast Tribe story apparently is a continuation of the Serpent of YoRHa story questline. I always like when they do that, when they add more to the already existing storylines. I have to go this way. Which is one of my, smaller gripes with the game, is that they don't include more of these actual storylines in the side quests. Because a lot of the side quests that appear throughout the story, I mean, I'll do all of them every time, just because I can't stand having, question marks here. And they do add a lot of flavor to the whole thing, right? You get to know a lot of background story, a lot of really just interesting tidbits of story about all the places that you visit, so it's cool to do them. And also, if you do them, you never have to actually grind for experience while doing the story, which is a nice benefit. And Quinford is right here. That's Ran Valen. But I would like them to do a couple more, right? Just quest lines like this one, where, there were like 4 quests that he gave us about the Serpent of YoRHa, and then 4 other quests that the twins gave us about their initiation ritual, and then like a concluding quest that combines those 2 into one quest line. And now it, is the prerequisite to doing the Beast Tribe. I really like things like that, and I think they should just include more actual quest lines, because one of the most annoying parts of going through the main story is you can only display 5 quests at once, right? The game only lets you display 5 quests at once, and while just viewing 5 quest objectives might be fine, the problem is that it only shows 5 quest markers on the minimap as well. So you're constantly, like, if you accept, for example, 7 quests, there might be a quest marker that you just fly over or run by because you didn't know it was there, or you didn't know the quest was leading you there, even though you accepted it, because it only displays 5 quests, and that's a very annoying part of doing all the side quests. So I would like them to only do 4 side quests at any given time, right? So far, in both Shadowbringers and Stormblood, I don't really know how it was in Heavensward, but in both Shadowbringers and Stormblood, you visit a location through the main story, and then after either finishing 1 or 2 main story quests in that location, it'll pop up side quests. And most of the time it's going to be either like 7 or 8. Sometimes I think even 10 side quests at once. So since they're all in one location, they appear in like one city, like in Fano right here, right? There might be, let's say, 9 quests that appear at once. So since you're in the city at that time, it makes sense to accept all of them, because it's very easy to do so. But you run into the issue that it only displays 5 of them. Now, if they would turn some of those into quest lines, it would be cool if only 4 or 5 side quests would appear, but then maybe 3 of those would lead to other quests. So 3 of those would be quest lines that have 3 quests each, or 2 quests each. So the whole amount of quests would stay the same, would still be 9 or 10 quests that appear. It's just that they wouldn't appear at once. And I would really like if they would do that. And having quest lines just adds so much more to the stories they can tell and to the characters that appear throughout those stories, because some of the quest line NPCs, or at least the stories that surround them, you actually do remember, whereas obviously most of the side quests you don't, because it's just not really... Well, they do add flavor. Sometimes they are just not all that interesting, or not very memorable, I should say. So doing more actual quest lines instead of individual quests that are not connected to anything else would be a very cool way of both making the quests more interesting and more memorable, but also solving the issue of you only having 5 quests that you can display at once. But let's stop talking about that. Let's get going with the new Beast Tribe quest. What are they arguing about? For the last time, Quinford, would it kill you to actually explain yourself before you go dashing around the forest like a madman? What nonsense do you speak, Valen? The Keeper of Whispers would never be so insolent as to keep the gods waiting when they would share with me their wisdom. Why, the mere notion is preposterous, blasphemous even. Hi. Huh? Whatever are you doing here? Your mother is looking for you. My mother sent you. Dear heavens, I'm sorry for dragging you into this. As you might suspect, Quinford's ranting and raving about the will of the wood again. When he ran off shouting about prophecies, I simply had to follow along to make sure he didn't get himself into any trouble. The V's said we were welcome at any time, of course, but would it kill the man to be a bit more circumspect? Oh, that reminds me. Whatever happened to that squirmy little fellow that Quinford, for whatever ungodly reason, believes to be the great serpent of YoRHa? Does it still travel with you, or did it get squished somewhere along the way? Let me take a look through my bag that I have with me that contains like 300 minions. I'll find it. What ignorance is this, Valen? The Divine Protector has returned to slumber in its nest deep in the heart of Raktika, from which it speaks to me in my dreams even now. Oh, of course. Scream! Hello there! Scree! Oh, Great One, is it truly you who returned to grace your loyal servant with your presence in this time of need? Truly, the wood has answered my pleas. Or, you know, I'm just here. If the great serpent has been with you all this time, I can only imagine what sort of dreams he's been having. And yet, as skeptical as I am, the V's seem to put stock in his visions. If there's even a hint of truth to them, who knows what we're in for? I know, my good friend, for I have seen it 1,000 times in my visions. This venerable forest is on the verge of entering a new age of harmony, for the great serpent shall let out a mighty cry, and so doing summon forth they who did serve great YoRHa in times of eld. Verily, the arrival of the heirs to wisdom ancient and true is nigh at hand. Now is the time. We must follow where the great serpent leads, and in doing so lay claim to a great future. Looking forward, not again. I'm sorry to impose, but would you mind helping me go after him? There's only one path forward through the forest, so he shouldn't be too hard to find. Oh, Quinford, whatever are you doing? Oh, wait, it's the first time Amaro was actually summoned. He looks very majestic. I really like how they have included the lore of the Amaro in both the main story, but also extended it in the wait, what questline was it? Oh right, the I very like the alchemist and culinarian questline in the Crystarium, because it added a bunch of cool information about the Amaro, because you were actually helping an Amaro that had been injured back to health. That was, in my opinion, I think the best questline of the 5 in the Crystarium, in the Crystalline Means is what it's called, right? Look, over in that flower bed, someone's there. Is that Quinford? Or a Qitari? Whoa. A rat who speaks? Who are you, and why you do trespass in our sacred forest? Answer me, or you will be dining on rat stew this night. We will be dining. Ye gods, oh do have mercy, assure you, yes, most assuredly, that we come in peace. Put down your arms. If my visions speak true, and I have never known them to speak otherwise, this mousy fellow and his diminutive companion are none other than the descendants of a proud Ronkan tribe of old. What? I mean, it would make sense if they are descendants from something. You are from Slitherbow, yes? One of the so-called Knights Blessed? There you are, I swear, Quinford. Do you take pleasure in driving me mad? Forgive my friend here. He simply cannot control himself sometimes. I promise you I'll give him a stern talking to when we get home. Now, Quinford. Friends of the ally of Ronka, are you? You're quite bold, or quite foolish, to rush forward before the spear point of a Vise as you did. And who or what is this one? I have not seen him nor any of his ilk before, and yet you say he is a descendant from a proud tribe of Ronka. Most assuredly so, for I did foresee his coming in a vision granted to me by none other than the great serpent itself. Do the V's even know about the serpent? I mean, the twins do, but... Scree. What the fuck is going on? It's called a stylish serpent. You know, now that I think about it, they never talked about the Qitari being the beast tribe that we would get, right? Because they talked about fairies, the Numo, and the dwarfs as beast tribes. But I think because people like the Scree so much, maybe that's why they decided on doing this as a beast tribe? Because, I mean, look at this. It looks like a cowboy serpent. Scree. No, wait. Scree? Scree. So there are multiple of them, and apparently the Qitari are, I don't know, watching over them? Look, father, there's 2 of them. Another serpent? That surprised expression. What is this? The great serpent travels with you as well. Curious. How very curious indeed. So they call it the great serpent as well. A most auspicious encounter this is, for a friend of the great serpent is a friend of ours, yes? Pray, my good sir, do enlighten us as to the name of your most ancient and venerable tribe. We are the Qitari. You call us an ancient and venerable tribe, and I cannot deny that we are very much that. The Qitari? That is a name I have heard from my elders, and yet I was told that the last Qitari vanished 100 years ago. Those of us born after the flood never paid the stories much heed, but you say that we truly stand before a Qitari in the flesh. However it may be, it is clear that the ally of YoRHa and his friends mean us no harm. Let us put down our arms. That's a very graceful way of putting down your arms. Father and I have come in search of a great architect. Architect of our past. Great stones buried deep in a cave by his father's father's fathers. How many fathers were there again, father? 3. Charcoal. Charcoal? Yes, that's its name. Have you forgotten your manners? It would be untoward not to introduce ourselves to our honored new friends. I am Qitari Natal of the Qitari, and this is my foolish child, Charcoal Kotal. God, those are names. Do forgive us for our impropriety. Yes, do forgive us for our impropriety. For nigh on a century, our tribe has made its home in the shadow of the light, deep in the forest on the far side of Qitari Revel, by the rushing waters of Raktika Falls. We did not always hide in the darkness. This place we now stand was once our home. Then came that fateful day when the skies were flooded with light. Facing certain doom, our forebears fled the forests, but not before a band of the bravest gave their lives to store away our greatest treasures for safekeeping, with the hope that one day the children's children might unearth them anew. These are the artifacts of which my son spoke. The Qitari stela? Mighty stone monoliths engraved with the accumulated knowledge of our people in its entirety. Of course, it is precisely as I saw it in the visions the great serpent bestowed upon me, a proud and ancient tribe of scribes and scholars, the stewards of knowledge of ancient YoRHa. Oh, you are most insightful, my friend. Indeed, we were once known as the stewards of note, a title that fittingly describes both our duties as keepers of written knowledge and the surpassing aptitude with which we pursued the task. Our ancestors served proudly as scribes and scriveners for many a generation of YoRHan emperors. It is a role that came quite naturally to our people, for you see, we are not blessed with the longer lifespans of your kind. Thus, from our earliest days, we have been most meticulous about recording the happenings and learnings of our lives in precise and painstaking detail. The Qitari stelae, or more specifically the carvings and etchings that grace their surfaces, represent the summation of all the knowledge and wisdom we have acquired over the years. They represent, one might say, the collective memory of our people, passed down through the ages from generation to generation. That's quite interesting. So are they responsible for the drawings or murals that we've seen in the Qitari Revel? Because I don't think that we necessarily even knew who did those. Right? Wait a second, so is this actually going to tell us? Is this actually, kind of background lore to the main story then? Because, wait, so Emmett Selk was pretty surprised that we found these murals, right, that told us about the ancients and ultimately the fight between Zodiark and Heidelin. And Ishtola, I think, noted that they have a very peculiar way of, or they used very special color or ethereal color to make them. and to make them last all this time. But other than that, I don't think we ever found out more about them in the main story. Although I don't really remember when we looked at the other drawings about the Warriors of Light from 100 years ago that was, you know, destroyed, or it was partly destroyed by someone. We were wondering who did them, right? And we were also talking... Wait, did we talk about some kind of painter that did them? I don't think we did. So maybe the Qitari are responsible for those drawings? But that would mean that they existed either shortly after the first calamity that befell the Ancient Ones, or that they somehow retrieved knowledge about that. But that's very interesting. Long have we dreamed of returning here to search for the stones and reclaiming our legacy, and yet nasty sin-eaters and worse stood in our path, making the journey far too perilous to even attempt. Then one day the skies turned dark. I trembled in terror, but next thing I knew, the great serpent was hopping and squirming beside me. He told me that a path through the ravel had been cleared, and we were free to go home at last. Scree. Precisely, and so it was that my boy and I received the blessings of our fellow Qitari and became the first of our kind in generations to return to this part of the Great Wood. Unfortunately, we were immediately set upon by all sorts of nasty creatures, forcing us to retreat and ponder our course of action. Well, we came upon you and threatened you at a spear point. Pray forgive us, allies of YoRHa. We knew not who you were, nor all you had suffered to arrive here. You intend to remain here in the Great Wood to search for these stelae. Seriously, how do you pronounce that? Stelae? Stelae, maybe. Of yours, was it? Worry not. We shall tell all Inferno of you that you are friends and not to be harmed. And with that, we must be on our way. Go in peace. Dear me, but that was a close one, wasn't it? I was all but certain Charcoal and I were going to end up skewered. Were it up to me, I would have left the boy behind for his safety, but he is ever a curious one and will hear nothing of it. I'm not a child anymore, father. I'm all of 3 summers. So what's their lifespan? Maybe 15 years or something? 3? Why, when I was 3, I could barely walk straight. Oh, I do no doubt that is so, good sir. But for our people, the oldest of whom would be lucky to see 20 summers, Charcoal here is almost a Qitari grown. Yeah, that's very interesting. But enough about us. If I might change the subject, you know your way around the Great Wood, yes? I have reason to believe that our forefathers buried the stelae in a cavern that extends deep into the mountains near the Oxdalen Gap. Perhaps you might be willing to... Scree! Come, father, we must follow him. But of course, it all makes sense now. It is the great serpent who guided you here to us, and now, together, we must heed its clarion call. Say no more, great stewards of YoRHa. It will be our honor to assist you in your noble cause. That is most kind of you, good sir. In that case, pray allow me to oblique. Let us follow where the Great One leads. What's my serpent doing? Shouldn't he follow the other serpent as well? Lord. So that's why they instanced this area. I was wondering, but it's because both the main story and the Beast Tribe appear here. Oh wait, what? Was that here before? I think it actually was. It's just that I think you couldn't get over there. I think it was just blocked. Hopple stopple. Straight. The serpent wriggles and writhers about excitedly. It appears most eager to see what lies beyond the sealed cave entrance. What cave entrance? What? I don't see a cave entrance. Maybe this one? No. Very strange. Father, could this be the place? Let us see now. The mark on the cave's entrance appears to be an ancient Ronkan wart. This is promising and yet problematic. I mean, well, there are a lot of games and movies where a thing like this could be a cave entrance, but would I see something like this in real life? It looks more like an ancient, I don't know, square, marketplace, whatever, not a cave entrance. Because you wouldn't, like the first thing on your mind wouldn't immediately be, oh, there has to be like a secret entrance hidden behind this or under this structure, right? That wouldn't be the first conclusion you'd draw. Well, do allow me to explain. We Qitari worship Oxdalan, god of the dead and the world below. Our forebears no doubt believed that if they sealed away the stelae deep within the bowels of the land, Dalan himself would watch over them and keep them safe until the day their descendants returned. Or so they. Basically, they knew that it was a cave or something beneath it. Most fascinating. Your knowledge of Ronkan tradition is impressive indeed. However, do you manage to know so much despite your chronicles of history being lost to you for so long? Many ruins can be found near Raktika Falls, within the wood we have called home since the flood. We have made an effort to explore and excavate them as best we could, that our Ronkan roots would not be entirely forgotten. Can I just say, it's when they announced that we would be getting a gathering beast tribe, I would have never thought that it was actually connected to all of these murals and really incredibly interesting, almost ancient digging sites of wisdom. That's really cool. That's really cool that they use that as a setup for this whole beast tribe. The most admirable goal, and one near and dear to my own heart as well. For you see, I am one of the Knights Blessed who traveled to these parts after the flood. I too have a deep personal interest in the beliefs and traditions of the ancient civilization that once flourished here. In fact, I've done extensive research looking into my own ancestors and was pleased to discover that I can trace my lineage back to the none other than the great sage Duatl himself. And Marcus here is a true ally of Ronka. Why, as the V's tell it, his coming was foretold by the last emperor himself. The descendants of Ronka and their allies reunited across the years? Oh, joyous day! This meeting must truly be a gift from the Great Serpent. I can vouch for Marcus here. He is the very man who drove the Light Warden from these lands. As for the descendant of the great sage, what's his name? I'd suggest you let at least half of his ramblings go in one ear and out the other. Could it truly be? But yes, our hero stands before us. We watched your battle in the revel from the shadows. The moment you struck down that beast of light, we knew that a new age was nigh. Oh, never have I seen such gallantry and valor. saw the battle too. Never have I seen such gallantry and gala. So, do we need another one of those old owl statues to unlock whatever's beneath here? At any rate, my good sirs, I am keen to begin the excavation, but I fear it won't be so simple. The warding seal here bars our entrance, and we will have to find a way to break it if we hope to proceed. If what I have gleaned from my research is correct, this will require an object of immense arcane power, a relic that will speak to the seal, and convey that the Qitari have returned to claim what is ours, an object imbued with the mystical energies of the forest itself. Yes, an object with the glow of the greatwood, as you always say, Father. I shall find it for you. Your enthusiasm is admirable, Chakuro, but let us not get ahead of ourselves. This is a perilous place, and I have no intention of seeing you get snatched up by some terrible beast. And so I turned to the hero of the revel and the son of Dwattle. My good sirs, might you know of someone who could aid us in our search? You can trust me, I'm a miner. Oh, lucky day. Clearly you are not merely a hero on the battlefield, but a man of many talents indeed. We would be ever so indebted to you if we could impose upon you just this once. Yes, we would be most indebted, my good madam. Or was it sir? Father, I can never tell which is which. What the... This reminds me of Son Goku from Dragon Ball, where in the beginning he wouldn't be able to tell whether a person was female or male. Enough prattling, Chakoro. We must find a way to open this portal at once, that we might summon our fellow stewards here and begin searching for the stele in earnest. O ally of YoRHa, Qitari Natal of the Qitari bows down beseeches you. Will you lend us your aid and help my people reclaim our long-lost legacy? I promise you the debt will not go unpaid. I realize I ask much of you, and so soon after we met. Needless to say, pray take as much time as you require to consider our offer. Should you be inclined to offer your strength and wisdom to us, just say the word. Of course I will. Lahi. It's great. After the battle, when the skies went dark, I could hardly believe my eyes. After all, I'd never seen the, what's the opposite of day again? Is there anything you can't do? No wonder Master Matoya is so happy to have you around. Yeah, I haven't leveled Blue Mage to max, but... yeah. The descendants of the proud Qitari emerged from the shadows to reclaim their legacy after a century. Mighty stone monoliths inscribed with the wisdom of the ages. Why, I can just feel the wondrous secrets of ancient YoRHa stirring me to the depth of my soul. Well then, let's help them. I am happy to greet you again, my good sir. What say you? Have you given any thought to my entreaty? Sorry about that. The ally of YoRHa stands with you. The ally of YoRHa is more... yeah, of course I'm standing with him. Powerfully spoken. Truly, this shall mark a new dawn in the annals of YoRHan history. As the great sage is my witness, I say, let the Qitari rise to glory anew. We are truly in your debt, ally of YoRHa. I entrust the vital task of finding an object with the glow of the greatwood to you. As for where to begin your search, leave that to me, my long-snouted friend. Did you mayhap notice that the serpent your dear Chakuro brought along has a rather distinctive pattern of scales on his most exquisite body? I have reason to believe that this pattern will indeed lead us to which we seek. To that which we seek. Right, he was... I forgot about that. He was constantly finding markings on the serpent of YoRHa, and it led him to the... Whoa. to the real spots that we were headed to, or that we needed to get to. Straight. Hark unto the serpent's cry, and know that the points of light that glow amidst the stripes represent those precise spots where the ether that flows through the great wood is most densely concentrated. Behold, here in the northwestern reaches of the blind forest of Ixmaya, conveniently marked by the slimy little scar, we can see what is doubtless a convergence of sorts. If anything, it is there we will find a specimen of sufficient power to breach the seal. Oh ho! If the son of Dwartle says it is so, then surely it would behoove us to pay heed. When you return with the relic, pray let Jakorl see it once. I would have my boy gain first-hand knowledge of the wisdom of his forefathers. Mine a chunk of shimmering quartz in the blind forest of Ixmaya. Alright. The great serpent has spoken. Yes, it is as clear to me as a clarion call from the heavens. Ancient etheric energy will be summoned forth, and the door shall open, revealing a pathway to great secrets of the past. Oh, of course it will. I don't put much stock in Quinford's ramblings, but even a madman can stumble upon a fragment of truth from time to time. As for whether whatever you find will serve our purposes, I guess we'll just have to see, won't we? I mean, at this point, I think this is the third time, actually, that he sends us to a place that actually helps us in what we are trying to achieve, so I'm fairly certain that there has to be some truth to that. So, what's over there? I just need to mine a normal one though, not an HQ. It's a very interesting quest so far. I really like that they decided to make this about uncovering secrets here in the forest, and you know, an excavation endeavor basically. That's really it's just incredibly interesting, something like this, and it makes a lot of sense, right? It's not some random thing that you happen to help them with, but something that's actually important. Wait. Oh, it's down below. You have returned, and what's this? I do see something glowing on your person. Shimmering quartz. Why, it's beautiful. Wait, let me just make sure that my audio is okay. Oh, thank you, sir, madam. Or was it madam, sir? What the heck? Audio's okay. Yeah, audio's alright. Now, Father says I need simply point it at the door and... That looks different than the item that we had in our inventory. And apparently it even worked. Whoa. My word, it opens! Oh, splendid! Splendiferous! Looks pretty deep though. Splendiferous indeed. Look, Father, the seal is broken. It has, Jakorl, it has. And with this, after 100 years, we stand on the verge of reclaiming our legacy. But our task has only begun. There will be digging, yes, much digging, and delving. We must relay the triumphant tidings to our tribesmen and summon them here to assist in the excavation. Yes, from this day, the stewards will not rest until a new page in the annals of Qitari history has been writ. Annals, not animals. Do not worry, father. I will work as hard as any steward to reclaim our lethargy. What? Oh, Sir Madam Marcus, you will help us in our quest, yes? I shall do that, because I do want the new screen mount. Well, that was fun. That was actually, that was really fast. Sealed tight for a century, the door to the ancient cave now lies open, and the Qitari excavation effort can begin in earnest. It's cool music. You must meet my mother. Mother will be running the camp and seeing that everything is order. Isn't that right, Mother? Yes? Wait, that's a remix of the YoRHa theme. That's very cool. That's a cool remix. It's very fitting as well. My son speaks true. Reclaiming our history is about more than grand discoveries of ancient artifacts. There is much that must be done to ensure we can go about our daily lives in this place. And so I would call upon you for aid from time to time, if you would not be disinclined to help us. Disinclined. Will the steward's excavation efforts succeed? Will the lost stelae of the Qitari return to the light, that Jan Charcoal might one day know the wisdom of his ancestors? Or are ancient secrets destined to stay forever shrouded in darkness? Only the gods know. Or the serpents? Scream! Oh, that's a really great setup so far. I mean, some of the beast stripes are really, really well made, but this one so far, I think, takes the crown. Beast stripe quests unlocked. The stewards. You have achieved friendly reputation with the Qitari. From Hotel Paso at Hoppelstoppel. Furthermore, you may now purchase wares. From Ucoral something. Not if you stand talking around all day. The music's really good. So apparently someone was down there? Just this music, man. Qitari vendor. Let's see. Purchase tools, gear, items. It's always a pleasure to trade with those willing to aid our cause. We are fortunate indeed to have your cooperation. Oh, he sells dark matter. You saw greens. Crafting material. A leafy vegetable indigenous to the Near East. While too bitter for most people's tastes, chocobos are known to... Oh, right. I'm an idiot. That's... Wait, why does he sell that? And a fruit worm. A nascent wriggler torn from the fragrant fruit's flesh in which it hatched. Live bait for freshwater fishing. So, yeah, you can do these quests as a fisher as well, right? Which does make sense, because if they would have excluded fisher from it, it would have probably been not very good. Alright, purchase gear... 400 gear. Did that exist beforehand? This is dwarven gear, right? But for gatherers? It's probably the one that was craftable before. you can get materia here, which is pretty important now that I think about it. So you should do them daily then, just for the materia. Although 9 is quite a lot, right? A tool's errand. These quests. Oh wait, let me... Yeah, one quest gives you one of these, right? So it takes 3 days worth of quests for one materia. That's quite a lot. I'm pleased to say that our excavating operations have commenced. While my husband and son spearhead the search for the stone tablets, I shall see to it they have all the support they require here at the Stoppel. So are they down there in the cave then? Is that what that means? Rigorously as we work, we quickly wear down our tools until there's nothing left save the hilt. And a tool with only a hilt is no tool at all, I'm sure you'll agree. To be sure, not all of our implements have hilts, but the point stands that we need to replace them quite regularly. And it's my responsibility to ensure that we always have the materials with which to make them. To that end, I'd be much obliged if you could mine for me, shall we say 3 chunks of iron ore? They can be found in the Blight Forest of Ixmaya. My thanks in advance, good sir. This would probably be pretty easy to do, right? The underground caverns we explore are terribly dark places. Without some manner of illumination, we couldn't see our own whiskers, never mind go about our digging. Would you be so kind, good sir, as to mine for me some flint in the Camul Astropolis? The stones are necessary for striking a fire. 3 or so should suffice splendidly. Ours is a large undertaking, and we expect to be hunkered down here for a good long while. That being the case, I've a mind to add some creature comforts to the Stoppel. I'd be in your debt if you could procure a few things to help me make this place a home away from home. Specifically, I require 3 slabs of slate. These can be had in the depth of Lake Tusi Mekta. Many thanks, sir, and happy digging. Alright. Let's see here. How far away are these? Oh, yeah, that's very far away. No matter. Should be quite quicker still. No, wait, they're here. I'm pleased to report that we have begun a preliminary investigation of the first level of the tunnels below. I'm optimistic that we shall find signs of the first stela before long. I simply cannot wait to see what will be found in the caves next. Truth be told, I can barely contain my excitement. This is a very long remix as well. It's got really cool sections to it. Wait, so... let's see here. Reputation... Friendly. 510. Did the pixie start off with friendly as well? I feel like they started higher. I still need to do the exile. I was debating whether or not I should do them now with this new beast trap here as well. Maybe I should do the exile as well later on. I think that's... because when would you do them otherwise, right? Makes sense to just do both of them at once at the same time, I mean. Wait, and how many... I have 125 of these. I'm not sure whether or not you can exchange them for materia. I never really looked at that. Because you know, it's quite easy to acquire the materia for the battle jobs. But maybe it would be worth it to get material from them. I mean, it depends on how much gear I want to actually overmelt and whether or not that's actually worth it. So I guess it doesn't matter which one of these you need. Splendid flintstone. Well, this is quite easy, isn't it? I mean, I expected as much. I didn't expect them to make it very hard to do these, because obviously it's incredibly easy to do the pixie quests as well. So maybe I'll guess the quests where you increase your rank with the beast tribe, maybe those are a bit harder than this, but well, then again, probably not. They will be mostly about the story, I think. Story progression. This was the one from earlier. Splendid iron ore. That's it, right? 3 of these, and then 3 of the other one as well. 3 splendid slates. Can I? Oh, of course not. Wait, what? How can I? Here, right? This should be... Yeah. I really like the Amaro mount. I don't think that it has special mount music, though, right? I mean, I have mount music turned off, which is quite a shame, actually. Some of the mounts have really cool music, especially the ones from Trials, but unfortunately some of the coolest mounts just have the generic mount music, which means that you never really want to use it, unfortunately. Wait, I can mine underwater? Oh yes, right, you can. I forgot about that, actually. But of course you can. Alright, well this was easy. Now that I just thought about, you know, the items that are available from the beast tribes, and I was wondering why they never actually add anything to them. I mean, of course they add beast tribes, but they never add items to the beast tribes. At least I think they never did that. Whereas for the fates, for example, for the what are they called? Bicolored gemstones? They actually do add stuff for that, even though you have already leveled them to max. But I haven't looked at that. I actually don't know what I'm still missing, or what items they added for the fate stuff. I definitely need to hunt more, but also I need to do the boss fates, because they give you 72 of these gemstones, which is quite worth it if you still need items from them. Then again, I think you can also buy the items off of the market board, but yeah, it's probably quite expensive. You've returned, and with a requested item. Yes, indeed. Such splendid chunks of ore these are. They shall make the sturdiest shovels and pickaxes. Thank you for your kind assistance. We have all that we require for now, but we'll... yeah. Let's just... Wait, what is... a cordial? Yeah. Well, this'll clutter up my inventory. Do they all give the cordials? As you may have heard, we Qitari do not see as we do not see as well as some other peoples, and must rely on such things to help us find our way in the dark. With this gift of sight, you have my heartfelt thanks. Reputation has risen by 60, so I'm missing 320 right now then. So, wait. That means people could theoretically be leveling up tomorrow then? No, wait, it's Tuesday, it's Monday basically that you also were able to get, so people can already level up, or were able to level up yesterday. But again, it doesn't take that long, so not a big deal. By making the stop more comfortable, our workers will be better rested, and a rested worker is a productive worker. Oh yes, perhaps we can look into extending the length of shifts. Well, cool. Let's keep these for now, although I may sell them in the future. Then again, I don't know. I mean, 50 GP isn't much, so you could use them, right? I'll probably get a lot of those after a while. Well, this has been it then. Quite the interesting endeavor. Let's actually go to the exile. I think I'm gonna combine that and just do both at once. But before I'll do that, I'll take a look at the wares that you get from the Fates. I'm really curious what they added to that. I really like the remix. Remix of the Lahi theme. Takes a long time to load Humor. Probably a lot of people staying around there. Yeah. But the B-Stripe story is very intriguing indeed. Wait, does it automatically turn off your sneak now? They changed that at some point, didn't they? I'm pretty sure that it was... that you could still have it activated in the cities. It just didn't auto-activate before, but now it's... apparently it's completely deactivated in cities. It's probably because of the alpha effects. They don't want like 100 people standing around with the, you know, pearl ring, whatever you want to call it, around them. Let's see. No greater sorrow. I don't know, were there 3 orchestrating roles before? Dancer barding... Wait, show only recently added items. So these are the new ones. No greater sorrow? I don't know what music that is. And the wine rack. Ah, so this you get from here. And it's only 25 gemstones. That's pretty cool. Because things like this, a decadent fruit platter, they are 100 gemstones. That's, I think, 8 or 9 fates that you have to do for one of these. Which is, yeah. I don't know about that. Let's check the Crystarium as well. It's really cool. It's I think that's actually the first time that he used that feature. That you can toggle what's new. Because, I mean, let's be honest, most of the time you just read through the patch notes or, you know, sites that list everything that's new in a patch, and you never actually go to the vendors in-game and look at what they have or what the new things are, so I've never really used that feature, but it's a very neat feature to have. I think I sold some items. Indeed I did. Some of the materia, yeah. Let's get the gill and sell a couple more. Maybe these ones, they aren't worth that much, but still fine. And maybe these ones as well. Oh, let's do 7-9. Like that. Complete the other ventures. All right. I can keep this open, I think. Gemstone Trader, Gramzol. Hi there. Anything new here? A card paper box. Subterfuge? What does that mean? And the milk carton. Should I buy these right now? Why not? I do like the milk carton. It's actually, they've added a lot of these very small items that you can put into your kitchen, which is interesting to say the least, that they decided to include a lot of, details like that. But the problem is that most people probably don't have the space to put them up in their homes, right? Because especially in the larger houses, you reach the limit of items that you can put in them very fast. So having very, very small things like these, yeah, people probably don't have the space to actually put them in their homes. A paper milk carton, fortunately lacking an illustration of someone's face on the side. Is that some reference that I don't get? I mean, when I first saw this item, I think it was in the preliminary patch notes or something. It's actually very, very interesting that they have milk cartons in this world. That's yeah. Let's just get these two. I'll just put them into my house because I do have space left, or at least I do have space in my what's it called? I don't remember the name. What is it called? Like if you don't put them up into your house right away, but rather stow them away. Storage box, I think it's called. I don't remember if it has any other specific name other than that. All right, let's change to a crafter then, and head over to the Exile actually to finish that. They are in the, it's North Shroud, right? I think it is. I think... I actually always wanted to do a glamour plate for the Gatherers, but the problem is, I mean, you'd probably need a special one for fishing, but I don't think I have two left. Which is unfortunate. They should really add a couple more glamour plates. 20 would be nice. I mean, because realistically, while it would be very cool to have a glamour plate for every job and every crafter, but realistically, you don't play half of the jobs you leveled, right? So just having ones for the ones you play, and then a couple more for crafters and gatherers would be pretty cool. So having like 20 would probably be sufficient for most people, but 15 is just a little bit short of what you'd actually need, especially considering that people like to do, you know, other glamour as well. So glamour for you know, just other things in general. What's the word I was looking for? If somebody's getting married, right? You can do that in this game, and it's nice to have additional glamour plates for that. Hello, I haven't been here in like, well, probably a couple months. I did try to buy something off of the vendor at one point, but of course I couldn't because I haven't actually leveled them. What I do remember is, though, that they are trying to build an airship for whatever reason. You actually had to come here for the Etherochemical Research Facility hard mode dungeon quest, I think, which, by the way, it included a very important piece of lore about the Ixal, that they are apparently made by the Alligans, and they were an experiment in cloning technology, and then at some point they fell down from Azizla, landed here, and then became what is now known as the Ixal, which I thought was a pretty cool backstory, actually. So I can do 6 apparently every day. Let's see. An able crafter, a featherless one is. Not so able as Yazel, I think. Yet prove me wrong, you may. And 8 Ekartl in so doing. 10 agents for treating materials used to craft an airship ladder we require. A simple task for a featherless one skilled as you. Skilled craftsman or listener both. Yazel hopes you are, for the aid of featherless chatterbox you require to use these materials, Squawhawk. For this component, the facilities of the meta you must utilize. What? Do we want to actually read through these? I don't know if there's any interesting lore tidbits here. Garuda worshipping buzzards, materials for constructing a starboard hull components. So it's all about just constructing components for the airship, right? Let's see how hard it is to actually do these quests, because it's definitely, the old beast tribes are much more involved than the new ones, where you actually, you know, all of the new beast tribes, except for the Mughals maybe, although no, the Mughals were pretty easy as well. For the most part, you were just required to go to a point, talk to someone, do something, or kill something, and then just go back and it's done. But these ones are, I think, are much more intricate quests. Risky route in a tree speak stave as a bait and take whole component materials. So I always have to get something, and then I have to craft something, it seems, for every quest. Likely hiding the carriers, he may not with the wind. To him you must whisper. Words of power they are. With the wind, alright. And what are these ones? That's only one. Why is it only one? It gives me a moonstone? Type of mineral that when polished emits an eerie blue glow, not unlike the moon, will under the influence of Taliak. Uh-huh. Our supplies dwindling, they are. A featherless one we seek. This quest differs from normal story quests in that to complete it you must deliver a bevy of requested items. Delivering requested items will earn you points which will bring you closer to meeting the specified quota. Your quest is complete only when you have met that quota. The Archival 9 require many different types of items to maintain their daily operations. You may choose which items to deliver based on your ability to procure them. Further questions regarding delivery requests should be directed to the Archival 9 Manciple. Current list of items required by the faction can be viewed by speaking with the Archival 9 foreman or by selecting timers located under duty in the main menu. Wait, what? Archival 9 delivery quests? You will earn quota points for each item submitted during an Archival 9 delivery quest. Only by earning enough points you will meet your quota and complete the quest. The list of items currently sought by the Exiled faction can be viewed. Blah blah. Any of the items on the list can be submitted towards your quota. The icon on the left of the item indicates which disciple of the hand class will earn experience points for delivery. Unlike other Beast Tribe quests, you will not be allowed to re-accept a delivery quest in the event you abandon it and must wait a day before being issued another allowance. Moreover, the list of currently sought items will be updated each day at 4 PM, and items previously sought may no longer be accepted. Okay. Long as my list, deep as our need. Meeting your quota. So is this even important for leveling up the Beast Tribe itself? Or is it only important if you want to level crafting? Because this just looks like the normal delivery stuff you can do for your Grand Company as well, doesn't it? What do we need? What are you bringing? Wait, do I have to do these? How? What? So the animal glue. Quota points 10. This is a normal crafting item though, right? So I need to actually get the materials from somewhere? Let's see here. Animal glue is this one. I need animal skin and bone chip. Do they sell that? What do you have? Oh, I can't do that. Currency exchange, beastman currency. That's just to exchange if you had something left over. You can get the gloves, which you need, and then you can purchase lumber and branches. But that's it, I think. Tinker, prudent. But can I just buy them off of the market board? Or do I have to? I mean, yeah, of course I can, but they have to be on the market board. I mean, most of that stuff is pretty cheap probably because it's a level 2 item obviously, but and nobody's gonna level that anymore, I think. Oh my, you wish to use these facilities? They are lovely, aren't they? I do my utmost to keep them in tip-top condition, you know. Regular cleaning and maintenance is far more essential than most people realize. However, as much as I'd love to let you do so, I must ask that you do something in exchange. Worry not, it's nothing too difficult. Just a simple favor. I do have to clean up after you, you know. Know you of Opo-Opos, dreadful little scamps, always stealing my Montoy beans. One in particular has given me no end of trouble, and I will suffer it no longer. Pray use these right beans to lure him out from his lair near Itat's spire and end his reign of terror. And, though it's a grisly thing to ask, I must insist that you return with proof of the deed. A fang or a claw or something of that nature. Nothing too large, mind you. I don't want it as a trophy to hang on my wall. I'm not a monster. Alright. Wait, what are these quests? Oh, right, those are the relic quests. I was slightly confused. I thought they were additional quests for the Beast Tribe. But obviously it's the relic ones. Yeah, I need to do all of the relics at some point. I don't know if I really want to though. I mean, they are very cool to look at for the most part, but at the same time they take such a long time, and it's just... You can't really speed up the process, unfortunately. So Wait, how... Are these quests that you actually have to... do as a combat class? Apparently so. let's just hit him with my crafting set. Boing. I can actually parry him apparently. Yeah, this is going to take some time. Alright, so that's an interesting thing. So you actually have to switch to a combat job for most of these? Even though it's a crafting beast tribe? Does it actually matter on which job you do the quest on? Well, this is certainly taking some time. Although it's quite fun to look at it. But, yeah, I mean... This is certainly taking some time. That's a very interesting way how they did these beast tribes back then. And it doesn't even tell you, right? I mean, you of course you can guess that that's the case, but you can theoretically just click on it with being a very low-level crafter and you'll just get annihilated. That's interesting. I mean, think about it. I'm a level 80 crafter. That was a level 41 mob, and he actually took down half my health. Alright, let's just... This'll be quicker. So there's a combat part to it then, and also a crafting part, it seems. He's still talking while laying dead on the floor. What is this? I guess he's connected to the fate then? Or who are you? Pray close your eyes and quiet your mind. You have saved Sylphie from a path of self-destruction, and the elements will tell you of their joy. I somehow remember him from somewhere. What was... Is he connected to a job quest or something? I don't really remember. Oh, right. With the wind. I hate that it's case sensitive. I mean, it makes sense that it is, but completed components must now deliver. Yeah, I don't care all that much. I mean, I care about the story itself, or the, you know, the actual story quests that appear in between when you level them up, but all of these quests, I don't know if they're really all that interesting. Especially because I probably have to do quite a lot of them. Is there even like a crafting part to this? Facility access fishing. What the hell? Making use of local crafting facilities to synthesize special items. Recipe level is lowered to current level. Wait, what? Do I have to... What is this? Do I seriously have to... Wait. How... What? So can I now craft something for the exile that I wasn't able to before? Or what is it doing? Let's see here. Beast Tribe quests. Exile. Deliver items to archival foreman and earn quota points. Synthesize labor hull components. Synthesize starboard hull components. But I don't have the materials for it though. That's curious. I suppose this is going to take a while, right? They really streamlined these quests after a certain point. Although, then again, I do like that they're kind of more involved back in Realm Reborn, but yeah, it's if you wanna. The problem is not really that the quests are very involved, but the problem is you don't really do them while you're actually going through the story. So, and then if you go back like this, like I'm now, right, and you want to do everything at once, it gets pretty annoying at some point. Yeah, let's just finish these. Wait, so these two I can have at the same time? What are they? But I'm still missing the components, am I not? No, wait, they did give me them. Hull component materials, larboard hull component materials, bladder component materials. That is everything that I need to craft, right? So I just have to go through this list and take a look at whatever. This one, for example, unable to command, you don't have the proper item equipped. Oh, right, I need the, let's see here, this one. Synthesize. So the buff you get is just for being able to craft them even though you aren't on that level, I guess? Which is an interesting way of doing that, but this immediately completes the quests, so they aren't all that involved after all, I think. And the quota things, I'll just buy that off the market board then, I guess. Alright. Well, that was easy. It only gives me 10 though, right? Then again, there should be more quests available once I upgrade them, actually. Oh, wait. Not the right direction. With the quota points... I don't know. Let's get these here first. I don't really remember what the airship was all about, to be honest. But I guess I'll find out. So these give you 20. Not 10. And adventure, which is also pretty cool. So that actually means that I have 60 reputation already. 60. So you only have to do this 3 times in order to level them up. And if there are only 4 levels, then that should be quite quick, actually. What is this about then, though? Can I give you multiples of the same... for the same class? It says quantity 3. Quota points. Wait, does he mean quantity 1? 1, 1, 1. But these only give 3. So does it mean that 3 animal glue give 10 quota points? I guess so. Let's just try that. Let's get back to Gridania and get the animal glue and see what that does. Because if this speeds up your reputation points even more, that would be cool. I'm kind of suspecting it doesn't though. It's probably more for the experience rather than the reputation for the beast tribe. Although then again, completing the whole quota thing... Oh right, I didn't want to sprint. Completing the whole quota thing may help you at some point. I mean, it has to do something, right? Or maybe it's a requirement for the actual quests to level up the beast tribe. Alright, let's see. I need animal glue. Animal glue. 99. Whoa. Let's just get the 25, I guess. That's really cheap. I always... That's what I wonder, right? Why do people put up 25 animal glue for only 200 gil? What do you want with 200 gil? Teleport costs more than that. I mean, I guess if you don't have anything else to put up on the market board. Well, yeah, you have to remember, people still, like, below level 50 playing through the main story, maybe they acquired that from somewhere and, I don't know, just wanted to sell it. I hope that I can turn in multiples of these, because that would instantly fulfill the requirement, wouldn't it? Because it would be pretty annoying if you have to turn in different ones. Animal glue. No, you can do multiple, that's cool. Met your quota, alright. But this is different each day, right? I have no clue what this is. It's market prohibited, but it sells for 1,200 gil, which is quite a lot. Do you need that for something? Whoa! It gives you 70 reputation points. Whoa. That's cool. I almost completed the first one then. This was far faster than I expected it to be. And I guess that's a daily one as well? Well, that's strange. I'll probably just keep these for tomorrow. Maybe I can turn them in right away then. And... or not tomorrow, it's later today rather. And then these ones I want to put up in my home. Alright. Guess that's it. Let's just get to my house and take a look at... or put them in there. And then I also wanted to which messed up the category again. That's really annoying. Why does it do that? I actually wanted to do roulettes a bit. Because obviously I want to cap the new tombstones. Let's see here. I'm probably gonna do them on Black Mage. Duty find expert roulette. Yeah. I have 156 tombstones of allegory. Yeah, should be pretty quick. And while I'm waiting, I'll get these ones harvested. I only put them in here because I used quite a lot of shards to get rid of some low-level items that I had still stocked. Because at some point I wanted to grind for the achievement, the alchemist achievement that you get for crafting 10,000 HQ items. So what I did was I had my retainer just gather, you know, hundreds of low-level items that I could then craft into HQ items, and you know, get the achievement that way. But I realized at some point that it was taking way too long. It was very boring to do. So what I did was I just at some point started to quicksynth everything, and that's why I have a lot of the Electrum ink, I think is what it's called, and a lot of linseed oil that I still have to sell off. Of course, not a lot of people need those items anymore, so they sell very slowly, unfortunately. I don't really mind, but yeah, that's why I had those. Maybe I'll go back at some point and try to get the alchemist achievement. But that's why I planted these shards, because yeah, it's always nice to have at least 8,000 crystals and shards, just so that you can craft anything you want without having to acquire more. So yeah, it's very easy to restock the shards in particular if you plant these plants. Yeah. So let's just put the box and the milk carton into my house. Maybe I should just acquire, I mean, obviously it takes gemstones to acquire them, but the boxes are kind of neat, right? Because they actually added a renovation tag with this patch, which you can put up if you want to redecorate your house. And, you know, putting up a bunch of these boxes in a house would make it look like you're actually moving, which is quite interesting. Housing. All right. Let's indoor furnishings. Wait, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Card paper box. How big is it actually? It's pretty small. So if you actually, you know, wanted to redecorate your house or wanted to make it look like you were moving, you'd need quite a lot of these. Let's just put it here next to the... It looks very good though. I really do like the additions of these, you know, small items that just increase the amount of detail that you can put up in a home. That's very cool. It's just a bit unfortunate that you don't necessarily have the space to put up a lot of them. Storeroom, that was the word that I was looking for. Because right now I have 169 items placed in my home, but I haven't really finished decorating it. So I'm not really happy with the wall. That's definitely something I want to change, but I don't really know what kind of wall I want in here. That's a very problematic thing. And then also the colors, obviously, of that wall will have to match whatever other wall I'll put in here. And also the kitchen, I am, you know, the items so far that I used for the kitchen, I think it'll be very difficult to use other ones. This is pretty much how far you can get, because unfortunately a lot of the housing stuff that you can craft currently, at least for a kitchen, it doesn't really match well with each other, right? So as you can see, even though I colored them black and white to make them look like they fit together, things like the oven and then this bar thing, you know, not being the same height, for example, and they're all different materials and different details on them, so it's very hard to actually get together a kitchen that looks like a proper kitchen, like it was meant, you know, as one kitchen, basically. Whereas this one, it looks kind of thrown together, doesn't it? And then I crafted these rugs on the floor, the carpets was the word I was looking for, and I do like it. It's just that their size is a bit unfortunate, because obviously they're a bit too big. I could move one of them over, but that would remove these nice details in the middle. So I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll do that at some point, but again, I need to do quite a lot more to make this look like the place I want it to look like. And then, again, as I was saying, all of these small details, the small, like the milk carton and stuff, it can add a lot to things like a kitchen and a house, right? But at the same time, it does increase the amount of items that you need for any given part of the house you want to decorate, which is very unfortunate. But at the same time, you know, there are a lot of these furnishings that already have these details inside of them, right? So obviously all of this stuff that is in this cupboard, it doesn't add to your item limit, right? Because it's part of the furnishing itself, which is great because it adds detail without you having to, you know, put like 10, 20 different items into it. But at the same time, obviously, you can't remove them or you can't change them, which is very unfortunate for some items, because sometimes you maybe don't really want to use the detail. For example, this small cupboard where you have the cakes and stuff inside, it would be pretty neat to have some of these without actually having anything inside. Because it doesn't look like it fits into a normal kitchen, right? It looks like it fits into a bakery maybe, but not a normal kitchen. So yeah, having these things that don't really fit into a normal housing thing, right? Having it be so... It's just, overall, it's very difficult to find the piece of furnishing that you're looking for. And I think it would have been great if they included different versions of the same item, or if you could toggle whether or not it's got details inside or not, right? Those are things that would be really cool if you could change them a little bit, other than only just coloring them. Because while the housing in 14 is really cool and you can do a lot with it, it is limited in some ways. And, well, if you're not using any glitches to place your items as well, it can be a bit... what's the word that I'm looking for? It can be a bit annoying to try and get together something that actually looks the part, right? Depending on what you want to do, of course. Some things are easier done than others, and they, of course, have included a lot of stuff over the years that is really cool to use in certain scenarios, but still, overall, I feel like there is certainly missing some things, like a proper kitchen that actually fits together, for example. So there are multiple kitchen pieces, it's just that they don't really fit together. Same goes for your bedroom, for example. There are a lot of different beds, but additional items for your bedroom are very hard to come by, especially if they, you know, if they're supposed to fit with one another. And then they also included the, which was a very great addition, by the way, they included these, well, what are they called? I forgot the name. But they're basically platforms that you can put up and create an additional floor in your house, right? But the problem is without glitching stuff up there, which is very finicky and also annoying to do on console, obviously, because you know, it would be easier on mouse and keyboard. I do have a mouse and keyboard attached, of course, to my console, but still, it's, you know, it's quite the hassle. I don't really like, you know, while the glitches that you can use in housing are quite cool, I don't really like having to resort to something like this in order to make it look cool. What they actually did, though, with these platforms is you can put up things that are labeled as a tabletop up on them, right? And there are a few items that are labeled tabletop that you can put up. So even without glitching, you can do at least something with them, right? You can still do, you know, if you're creative, you can try and at least do like a sitting area, for example, or you can put up like ornaments or trophies or something on that floor, but it's still very, very limited. There are only very few items that are labeled as tabletop and also look like you would put them up on a floor like that, right? So you definitely can't create, for example, a kitchen on an upper floor using those platforms, or a bedroom, or you only can do that with using glitches, right? So that is very unfortunate, to be honest. There's a lot with housing that they could do differently, or should do differently, in my opinion, that is just not really well realized overall. But still, I mean, it is what it is, right? It's still a pretty cool thing that you can do. Let me get a couple more actions for my free company, actually. I mean, it's not my free company, but I can buy actions, so I'll do that. Yeah. Other than that, am I missing something? Did I forget something that you were able to unlock with the new patch? I don't think so, necessarily. I did the YoRHa quest, I did the new Beast Tribe, I did the main story, I did the Ruby weapon, and I did the new Raid quest series. I think that is everything so far. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. Probably want more of these. Let's just get 4. And then also 4 for... Wait, that's not the right one. Not Heat of Battle. I'm looking for the, this one. Right. You always have a feeling of missing something, right? You always get the feeling that you just forget or forgot something that was mentioned in the patch notes and you haven't unlocked yet, or that was changed and you just don't remember. The achievement for the new Beast Tribe doesn't really give you anything, right? Yeah. I may have to look through the patch notes again in order to know if I forgot anything. I don't really think I did though. And for the weeklies, I already did all my custom deliveries. Interestingly enough, the one quest with the quota, it counted as one B-Stripe quest, which is very interesting. So there are these ones, and it will show you what you need to deliver. Alright. Oh, my export roulette popped. Yeah, I definitely have a feeling that I missed something that I just don't remember right now. I can always look that up later. And of course, there's still, you know, things open. Why is he talking in Say chat, not a group chat? I'm actually kind of glad that I got this one. What are you waiting for? What the hell? Why not just run? You can always grab back the rifle later on. They die really quickly now. Samurai is also putting in work, I think. Holy shit, yeah, that was really quick. Maybe he's got the new crafted here already? Although I don't think he does. But that was very quick. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to doing the new dungeon in the expert roulette, because it was pretty interesting to do on your own. I did it with a trust, of course, the first time, just to be able to look around a whole lot and not being forced to do everything really quickly. The White Mage's Holies are also definitely contributing to us being able to do this very quickly. I'm also really looking forward to... So what I haven't done before was getting gear specifically for my Black Mage. But I think this time around I'm actually going to do that, and yeah, it does have the new music now. That's kind of great. I really like that they changed it, because the normal boss music here was just pretty underwhelming, I always felt like. Now let's see if I can actually deal with these damn brooms. Oh, I forgot that. Of course. No! Why the hell did he already hit me? I can never seem to... He was still very far back, it looked like. He's gonna stay here? Yeah. I will never understand these brooms. Like, seriously, these brooms are probably the most difficult mechanic in all of Shadowbringers right now. This is the one thing everybody screws up every time. Simply because they're so annoying to avoid. Well, they're not really annoying to avoid. It's actually easier, I feel, on tank or melee to avoid them. It's just that, for whatever reason, their hitbox is just weird. I don't know. It's sometimes just, you think you evaded them, and then they... Nah, I'm gonna get to that, yeah. Yeah, whatever. It's very cool. It's very cool boss music, though. At first I was kind of unsure about it when I first heard it in the new dungeon, but I think it was just because they have this jazzy music in the new dungeon, right? So it's sort of connected to the other Emerald dungeon, the Academia Nida, and it just felt, I think it just felt a bit weird to have this, you know, kind of cool new Shadowbringers boss theme intertwined with the very jazzy tunes that they had there. But here it does make a whole lot more sense if it's, you know, having the new boss music in here. They are dying incredibly quickly. Somebody else has to do massive damage here. I'm not used to that, actually. For them dying so quickly. Hate it when you get hit by stuff. For whatever reason, they always have these very weird ways of doing these trash pulls. I don't know, because they, for whatever reason, they decided to include these mobs that will just constantly follow you. Or not follow you, but they will actually move out of all of the other trash mobs and move to the DPS, which is incredibly annoying, especially as a black mage, because obviously you have to avoid their AoE, but at the same time you can't hit them if you're doing your proper AoE. And what's even more annoying is that sometimes they are the ones you have selected for targeting, right? They are the ones you're doing your AoE rotation on. So by having them run out of the trash mobs, out of the pack, you aren't able to hit them anymore, which is, or you aren't able to hit all of them, which is incredibly annoying. I will never understand why they actually decided to do it like this. Somehow I have way more instant casts than I thought. Whatever. This boss also has a very annoying timing, because every time your ley lines come back up, he's going to do his stuff where you have to put these seeds in the correct spots, which is just incredibly annoying. Wait, did it give me 2 instant casts of my dot right now? Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. put up the dot. Maybe I'll get a proc. And I actually did this time around. That's fortunate. Wait, right, didn't they buff the black mage damage? So am I the one doing all the, like, insane amounts of damage here? Or am I missing something? I think they actually did buff black mage area, right? Which is kind of insane when you think about it. We're annihilating these mobs. Can you open that? Thank you. This is quite something. And now, the most annoying pull of this whole dungeon, because for whatever reason, these guys, you can never properly pull them together. They always, at least one of them is always standing, like, to the side, instead of being together with the other ones. I'm not even sure I'm hitting all of them. Well, it doesn't really matter all that much. Let's put up the dot again. This is always a strange pull, because for whatever reason, people decide not to use their AoE on 3 targets, and I don't know why. Which always means that one of them is gonna die way faster than all of the other ones. I don't know why people are doing that. I mean, of course the middle one's gonna live longer, because obviously he's got the most HP, but it's still very strange to me why people aren't attacking all of them at the same time. It's very rare that people are actually doing that. Although, again, like, even if they do, it definitely takes a bit of time until you're actually able to kill them. Wait, how did the white mage get here so quickly? Put up my ley lines. Sharp cast. This boss, the first time I did him, I wasn't really sure about him. Because one of the weird parts is shit, I forgot my additional mana. Wait, why is... What were they doing? What the hell? Did they actually... Did somebody destroy all of the things? What the f... Why? Now, of course, it's out of range. Can I cast that? Yeah, I can. It's an unfortunate spot. No! Why did you run to me? Oh. I almost dropped the milking. And of course now I'm dead. No, I'm actually not. Haha. Didn't even see that. Let me tap in. Yeah. That actually worked out better than expected. I did drop my dot, but whatever. There should be enough. Yeah. Why is he attacking me first? What the hell? I'm an idiot. What did I do just now? I probably shouldn't. Get back to my landlines. And now it can't. Well, this was annoying and pretty bad. Dot again, and put a few triple cast before that. Just put a mana ward, although it's not really necessary, but yeah, of course. Use your limit break when 2% with 2% left. Then again, I think Samurai does more than enough damage to not really make the limit break all that necessary, I think. Well, that was quite quick. I like that. Do we want to go back and do the level 80 roulette? I'm not really sure about that. Because you can get Emerald. I mean, Emerald... Emerald is such a cool dungeon when you're doing it for the first time, right? Obviously because of the whole space thing at the end. But having it in Expert roulette was always incredibly annoying. 246. So I need, I think 800. So I get 900 in 2 weeks, right? And I think the legs or body piece costs 825, if I'm correct. So I can even buy that next week. Why did I think that would take me 3 weeks to buy the leg piece? Because I need the leg piece for my summoner. The new leg piece, the for 91 is Biz. I mean, obviously the upgraded version is Biz, but yeah, that's what I wanted to buy first with the tombstones. Shit, I actually capped Phantasmagoria. Why did I cap that? What the heck? I actually got quite a lot of materia. Let's head over to YoRHa then. I actually capped a lot of Phantasmagoria. Keeping them, not capping them. Because I thought that I might be able to use them for something, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe I should just buy like a weapon or something, because I still have the weapon stone. I could just buy it for 70 weapon. For my red mage, for example, I think the red mage is still missing one. I mean, it's not like I really need it, but then again, I definitely wanted to use red mage a bit more. And maybe if I'll farm ruby weapons for all of my classes, well, not all of them obviously, but black mage, red mage, summoner would be my first choice, right? If I do that on red mage, then I might want to get those. I also might want to get the spell speed ones from a black mage, actually. The spell speed stuff. Although I don't have any upgrade materials left, right? I would have to buy them with the coins from the raid. And I don't really... I actually want to keep them for the next part. Should I buy a weapon? Not really sure. Maybe I should just buy some of this stuff. I mean, I got 50 of these. Let's just, to be honest, let's just buy 50 of these. It's gonna cost me 1,000, which is, yeah, probably what I need right now. so that I don't overcap them too quickly again. And then let's just go back to Black Mage and do the level 80 roulette for good measure. It's gonna give me 115. Wait, what do the individual dungeons give you? The level 80 ones. Oh, so the old ones give you 20, so the level 80 roulette will give you 35 of the new tombstones. Tombstone of Allegory. 35, yeah. It's not a lot, but it's also not nothing, so let's do that. And let's actually go to the Crystarium and pick up the weekly hunt B rank. Definitely want to do that, and why do I think that I can use mounts in here? That's weird. Guess my mind is still asleep. I don't know. Not bored. Let's see. Posted weekly. Indomitable. That one should be pretty easy to find if I go to Tomra and just fly around there. Because it's... I think it should be in the north of Colusia. Oh, Ixion's up. Is it true, by the way, that the new mount is Ramu? Because while I do think that's a cool choice, or, well, cool choice is the wrong word, I think, but it's... could have been worse, I think is what I'm getting at. But one thing that I'm a bit annoyed about is that it's Ixion all over again, right? Because the new Ramu is just, well, at least part, or half of it is Ixion, and we already have an Ixion mount, so if the new mount is truly Ramu, it's a bit underwhelming, to be honest. Especially considering that we haven't actually gotten the ATV mount from Titan, which is very unfortunate. I don't know, maybe they realized they made a mistake in not giving us the Titan itself as a mount, but still, yeah, it's really unfortunate. Do I have to check these caves as well? Can you spawn here somewhere? I think I've looked in them at some point for a hunting mob. Don't quite remember though. If you can spawn here. Would have told me by now, I think. Can you actually fly high enough to get out of here? Or do you always have to go through the cave? No, you can actually fly over the mountains. That's cool, at least. I hope that thing spawns up here, but I'm fairly certain it does. Although, then how do you... Wait. Did I actually check whether or not it spawns in Colusia? I did, didn't I? Yeah. It's definitely Colusia, so... I don't know where, though. Doesn't seem to be here. I don't know. Let's just fly around. I got time. Yeah, so they seem to have buffed Black Mage, right? I don't remember what it said in the patch notes. I think they buffed his AoE. Because a Black Mage... compared to Summoner, Black Mage was pretty... Well, he was still pretty strong, but not as strong a summoner in the Epic of Alexander, because his Black Mage's 2-target ability, I think, was lacking a bit compared to summoners. Because as a summoner, obviously, you can put up your dots on both targets. You can do that as Black Mage too, and it actually gives you more chances for dot procs, but I think that... Wait, is that the B rank? No, that's an A rank. I think that the 2-target damage of Black Mage was still lacking, right? The dot procs aren't actually enough to keep up with Summoner in that regard. And since they decided to include... Although, then again, because they talked about that a lot, right? And when you looked at the patch notes, I was kind of expecting there to be more than just half of the Ifrit Garuda fight being 2-target. But yeah, I don't know. But what it has done apparently is Black Mage is now insane in dungeons. Because what they did, I think, is your foul damage fall-off isn't as big as it was before. But that obviously means that for, you know, a lot of targets, like in a dungeon, it's just doing insane amounts of damage. Apparently. I mean, I think that's cool. I've always liked doing dungeons on Black Mage. It's just, you know, you're just able to annihilate everything. Well, except the bosses. The bosses sometimes are a bit annoying. But, yeah. I mean, that's also because I don't have the right gear for my Black Mage. Because you want to go for spell speed and direct hit rather than crit on Black Mage. At least as of now. And Summoner is the exact opposite. So me being a Summoner main obviously means that you go for the Summoner stuff first. And last time, you know, with the last raid tier, I just concentrated on Summoner. I didn't really concentrate on Black Mage, so, you know, after I had my Biss on Summoner, I just got gear for healers and tanks. And Black Mage was sort of left behind. I mean, you can obviously still play Black Mage, especially in dungeons, and especially for your AoE rotation. It doesn't actually matter whether or not you have the spell speed or not, because you're using a lot of instant casts anyway. But yeah, it's definitely a bit annoying that there are the polar opposites in gear, right? I mean, it does make sense, don't get me wrong, but it's still annoying from time to time, because it obviously takes a long time to get Biss for one job. Well, not a long time, but a couple weeks, and before the raid tier is unlocked, you aren't really able to gear any other job, so it's just a very unfortunate decision that you have to make, right? Between either gearing Black Mage and Summoner, for example, or gearing Black Mage, Summoner and a healer, right? That definitely gives you more flexibility if you're able to gear both a damage dealer and a healer at the same time. Whereas only gearing Summoner and Black Mage, well, it gives you flexibility on the caster roll, but that's about it. So it's kind of a weird trade-off. And apparently I was wrong. Apparently the B rank that I'm looking for spawns down here, not up where the dwarves live. I always thought it was different, but I don't know. Let's finish this dungeon then.
Welcome.
Yeah, and of course I get Amaranth. So you can't have it. Especially the first pull on Amaranth is incredibly annoying. I don't know why they decided to put in only 3 mobs here. It just doesn't really make any sense to me. I'm just keeping all of my instant casts. Although I think the other ones spawn once you kill one of them. So I think it'll actually be quicker if you try and just straight up kill one of them instead of killing all three at once. But I don't know. I mean, it's annoying. It's annoying either way. So wait. Swallows definitely doing damage. Wait, why did I receive any damage? That was weird. Why is this? I feel like this dungeon is lagging more than the others for some reason. Maybe it's just my PlayStation not being able to keep up with all the effects that are going on. I don't know. That one. Oh, that was maybe a bit too close with my... I did keep it open. Thought I lost it for a moment. Which would have been very unfortunate. I hate mobs that are constantly doing AoEs. Why? There we go. Didn't notice.
Just as prayer gives rise to crimes, our dread may manifest our deepest fears.
I mean, it's not a very hard dungeon or anything. It's just that it's annoying at places. At least it's got better boss music now. I mean, this boss, for example, right, especially on Black Mage, having to place the meteors is just, I don't know, it's annoying. I mean, of course I can just stand mid here, but still. Let's just put a mana ward. Put a triple cast. Because they also decided, for whatever reason, to include these very annoying, huge AoEs. And I'm not really sure why they did that. I lost a lot of time right there. I kind of forgot to activate Sharpcast, or not really forgot, I just hit the wrong button. Wait, what? I wanted to attack you. At least the tank's very fast at the right spot. That's always really cool as Black Mage. If somebody in the party actually moves very fast, we can, you know, immediately just ethereal manipulate to them. Very fortunate. Let's put up ley lines. I don't know if it was a good decision to put them up here, but no! What the hell? What hit me? Did they stack? Oh, they were too close together, the two meteors. That was unfortunate. Should have probably not risked that. I mean, that's kind of an unspoken rule of the Black Mage that you shouldn't do anything that causes your healer to lose a GCD, because that's not worth it. But would have probably been better if I... God damn it. Wasn't able to put up Enochian. Probably would have been better if I had just respawned, I think. Again, these meteors are incredibly annoying because they, for whatever reason, they decided to additionally add in these really annoying AoEs. Like these ones, for example. Why? I mean, of course, yeah, meteors are falling down, I get it, but... especially as a caster, especially as a black mage, it's just incredibly annoying to constantly having to run out of these. And I mean, as a melee too, right? Because you want to keep uptime on the mobs, and you're just constantly forced to run out of them. It's just not fun, is my point, right? It's not making anything more difficult, it's just not as fun as it would be if it weren't there. So, it's definitely a bit unfortunate that they do it that way.
The land
I guess I already lost my
the
weakness.
cities burned. The waters ran red with blood.
Having the shortened weakness up as your FC buff, by the way, is one of the best things you can do. I think the increased experience from the FC buff isn't even really worth it, because it's only 10%, right? You can get way more. Like, if you are leveling anyway, why wouldn't you get the higher buff anyway, the 15% buff from your squadron that you can get? Why would you get the reduced buff from the FC? I mean, well, especially new players are probably not able to get the squadron buff right away. I don't know what you actually need in order to get that, but it's still somewhat weird to me that people always want people always want to have the additional or increased experience up. Doesn't really make sense to me. It was definitely a good choice that they decided to include different music for the bosses. That's really, really good. It's kind of a weird thing. I mean, maybe they weren't able to complete this remix. And again, ton of annoying AoEs for no reason whatsoever. Hold on. I don't know if it's even worth putting up your dog on them. I mean, you can get procs, obviously, but apart from that, I don't necessarily think it's worth it. This has always been fun, this part, where you're just able to annihilate a bunch of mobs. They could include more ad phases like these in dungeons, I feel like. Well, I didn't really need to put up my ley lines, but can't really use them anyway, so why not?
Yet this is far from the worst of it. Come, and I will show you.
And of course these last mobs are just annoying, because again, a lot of AoEs, but the worst part about them is that they have this huge hitbox, so sometimes you can't hit all of them because they're constantly running out of range of your AoE attacks. I don't know, it's just definitely not the most fun part about this dungeon. Like that, for example. I need to drag that stuff in here. Now there's an AoE. Oh, at least it's dead already. That's not what I wanted to do. No matter. We're still dying pretty quick. Of course I didn't get the mana tick. Don't really need it though. These are I definitely have to. I mean, I wanted to look at the patch notes anyways once more because I feel like I'm missing something. But I can also take a look at what they changed with Black Mage, because this feels like the amount of damage that you put out with your AoE just feels insane. That's annoying. I think I can just single target now. I don't know whether or not I would have been hitting the other ones anyway.
Between us and our goal loomed the final.
That was quick. The ley lines right at the beginning here are always a bit, well, not really risky, but they're definitely not really worth it. Then again, I'm not really sure whether or not you can do this differently. I mean, if you put them up later, you might be able, yeah, you're able to do this, which is pretty cool. So it even worked out. I wouldn't have thought that it did, but it did. Almost forgot to move out. There were so many procs going on. I didn't even know what I wanted to do next. Put that up. Put up triple pass. So that I can cast my ley lines. And of course he's shooting. I need to use that. Go there. I'll do the same thing. Yes. As a matter of fact, I was able to do it. Although it wasn't really worth it all that much this time around for it. Because it put them too far to the boss initially. This might have been bad. No, you got lucky. Was a bit too close with my shit. With the time I had left on the Nokian. Let's just put the dot up again. I'm gonna get the because now I can use triple pass. That was really worth it though. I can just kill everything right now. I have everything. Holy shit. Still have triple pass left. What the heck? That was way too many procs right there. Let's get to the skull. I always like when healers are pulling their weight and actually doing DPS. It's just such a rare sight that you kind of want to give your commendation to the healer every time they actually do damage. I don't know if they did anything to the dungeon scaling though. I mean, they definitely changed something about Black Mage, but it feels like the dungeons are actually very, very easy right now. Deals unexpected damage to target on all enemies nearby with a potency of 650 for first enemy and 25 less for all remaining. So they changed something about the 25%. Was it 50% before? Or was it 10% for the first, 20% for the next, but then they nerfed it, right? In a 2-target scenario? Wouldn't they have nerfed it then? I have to look that up, what they actually changed about it. And then Flare, I think they didn't actually touch. 40% less for all remaining. It's not even that strong. Maybe they changed... I mean, I was in a dungeon with a samurai every time right now. Did they buff samurai? No, they didn't. The only thing they changed about samurai is the new job gauge, I think. Isn't it? I actually don't remember. And of course I forgot to reset this, which was very dumb. Why am I even doing 2 dungeons at the same time? 2 level 80 dungeons if I'm not resetting that. Whatever. I got pretty lucky with the materia drops, it seems. Quite a lot. You know, when you're flying around like this looking for a B rank, you kind of realize how big these zones actually are. I should probably look up where it actually spawns. Let me just quickly grab the spear rank. I hope I'll find it quickly, and then that'll be it for now. I did everything that I wanted to do. I'm not really sure with what to continue next. Maybe craft some stuff. I'm not going to stream that though, because that's pretty boring. And you have to kind of look up a lot of stuff. It just gets annoying when you have to do it, while streaming. where is this B rank? I haven't seen any other B rank though, so I'm not even sure what the other B rank in this zone is. I didn't do the weekly B rank often enough. Should have done that way more often. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, it's not really worth all that much, but I mean, why not, right? I just, you know, the moment they included this new feature that actually shows you when you're close to the hunt target that you're looking for, I feel like they should have maybe increased the range on that, especially for B ranks. I mean, of course, you can look up the actual spawn locations and then just, you know, quickly fly to all of them and try and find it. But again, I'm not the biggest fan of constantly having to resort to third-party tools, right? I mean, it makes sense if you really want to learn something, right? I do like looking through the Balance Discord, learning rotations or openers, you know, reading up about the theory behind what you should do with a certain class, or what the new best in slots crafted gear is, and what the crafter rotations are, and why they are the way they are, and you know, all that kind of stuff that you want to know, right? It's really cool just reading up on that stuff. But while I'm in game specifically, and I'm just, you know, doing things like this, which is, I do like hunting for the B ranks because it's just a very calming thing, right? You just fly around the zone, you can kind of look how beautiful it is, and just overall enjoy what the developers have put up here, right? It sort of gives you a breather in between. It's something you can do while waiting for a queue, or, you know, maybe after you've raided, you can just come in here and, you know, just look for B rank. Just calm down. I don't know, right? It's just quite the cool thing to do, but, you know, having it be this, I mean, that's not really annoying. It's just that knowing that you could look up all of the spawn points and make this go faster, that's always, you know, having that knowledge in the back of your head is annoying. It's just annoying, and it takes away from what would otherwise be quite the enjoyable experience. So I think that they should include something like this in game. Then again, you know what else they should include in a lot of games is the ability to mark things on your map, and mark a lot of it. Most maps and games are actually not interactable, right? You can look at them, you can maybe get background information about certain areas of the game, but it's very, very rare that you can actually interact with them. I think the only game, oh, there it is, Northeast. I think the only game that has ever done that has ever actually included a function to where you were able to do that, right? Where you were able to use the map in that way was Zelda. Obviously, Breath of the Wild did that, because Breath of the Wild had the just overall a lot of markers, I think. But apart from that, no other game really does that. And an old Zelda game, the Zelda games that were on the DS, actually, because obviously you had the touch pen and you could do that. That was very, very fun, actually. Let's just lock out in the Crystarium. yeah, those, even some of the, and I think also Link Between Worlds. In Link Between Worlds, you were also able to use the touchpad or the touch screen to put things on your map. But again, imagine being able in 14, for example, if you find a B rank, you would be able to just put a marker on your map that said specifically B rank or something, right? So the next time you're looking for it, you know where it spawns. You know, and if you had played the game for a very long time already and you had done a lot on the map, you would actually have all these kinds of spots that you yourself discovered, right? That's the cool part about it. Of course, you can always look it up, and maybe people would be you would be able to exchange those things, right? So if you went up to a person in-game, you could ask them or trade them for their map information. I mean, think about how cool that would be. You know, to have people maybe stand around and, you know, you would be able, for a small fee, for example, to purchase map information from them. And yeah, that would be such a cool, like, role-playing thing even, right? It sort of reminds me of a feature that Sword Art Online had in the show where you were able to, or they had to purchase map information or information about quests, right? The game apparently wouldn't tell you where certain quests were, so you had to acquire the information of where to get them from other people who had a certain skill that was able to detect it, apparently, right? I mean, they weren't really specific about things like that in the show, which was one of the more unfortunate points about Sword Art Online, that it didn't really explain a lot of the mechanics of the game itself very well, and focused on other things instead of focusing on the game, which was the most interesting part about the whole concept, right? But having things like that, you know, that's one of the things that is sorely missing in modern games, and especially modern MMOs. I mean, I think Final Fantasy XIV has done quite a good job in balancing out certain sort of older features of MMOs with the newer concepts. What is Alice doing here? It worries me at times how easily that people can accept the momentous and the horrific, but perhaps anyone who has spent their life looking up to find a reminder that the world was not a brink of destruction would be the same. And their resilience is a good thing. It gives me hope when I look at Hellrig and the others. Alright? Yeah. But again, of course we have the internet, right? And we have these third-party sites, and people rely a lot on them, by the way, but I feel like having features like that in game, it would just add so much to it, right? Even if it wouldn't really be all that important or even used, right? Because a lot of people would probably just acquire the information on their own. They wouldn't necessarily purchase it from anybody. I mean, you could also make it purchasable just in general. I mean, for example, I think it was the first Red Dead Redemption, where you could buy maps from NPCs for a certain amount of money, and those maps would just include the locations of where animals spawned. I think that's how it worked. And I think for an achievement or something, you needed to know, or you needed to kill all the animals that were in the game. It was like 24 different species or something. And by purchasing those maps, you were able to look up where they spawned. I mean, obviously you could have done that, you know, on the internet anyway. I'm not even sure if that's how it worked, but it was definitely, you know, something like that. They could include something like that. For example, for the nuts that you get from killing those A ranks and B ranks, right? You could then purchase a map or purchase an item that would unlock all of the potential spawn points of a B rank on your map as well, right? So you could just look that up. I don't know why they don't do things like that. It would just, I mean, having the players themselves do that would obviously be much more of an actual MMO idea, which is something that is unfortunately lost for a lot of things, right? A lot of things are very... you can always almost, especially 14, you can almost approach as a single-player game. Of course, you have to group up for most of the dungeons and the trials, which, I mean, it should be like that. After all, it is an MMO, but you can approach a lot of stuff like any other single-player RPG, basically. And I don't necessarily think that that's a good thing. I think they should include optional features like that, right? Optional features like being able to purchase map data from other people and being able to, just manipulate your own map and then sell that data to other people as well. I don't know. It's just a very interesting feature, and it would, like, imagine if, for example, all of the crafting, or not the crafting, the gathering spots. Once a patch comes out, right, they do add more gathering spots, and then obviously if a new expansion comes out, all of the new zones will have new gathering spots. So imagine if those wouldn't show up on your map right away. Instead, you would either have to find them yourself first, so you would have to fly around or run around the map and physically click on a spot in order to be able to mark that on your map. Or you could instead just go to a person that sells that data, and you would immediately have all of the points available, right? Because another person already found all of them. So what that would do, probably, I think it would, is just all of the very dedicated gatherers would just go around and find all the spots at the beginning of the expansion. And then later on, if you come in later on, or if you level your gatherers at a later time, you would just be able to purchase all of that information for a small fee. I mean, it wouldn't be very expensive, right? Because people wouldn't pay all that much for information that you could easily find out yourself with a little bit of time. But I think people are lazy in general, right? So maybe it would cost, I don't know, 2,000 gil, 1,500, not much, right? But imagine the gatherer who sells that, right? So you would maybe make, or if only one person purchased it every day, it would still be an interesting source of income. I mean, then of course every other person would be able to purchase that as well. But then imagine if your map included the name of the person who you bought the data from, right? Would be kind of funny to have like a very dedicated person who goes around and finds all these spots first. Maybe he would be the one every other map would be based on, right? And then a very dedicated person on a server would have their name ingrained on almost every person's map, almost everybody who purchased that information about the gathering points. I mean, that's just, that's just ideas off the top of my head, but I think including small features like that actually make use of the fact that we're playing an MMO would be pretty cool. Instead of having that stuff like that either be not obtainable at all or only be obtainable through NPCs or something, right? Always, you should, with every feature that you include in an MMO, you should always think about how can I actually make that have an optional part to it that is usable, or that uses the fact that it is an MMO. There should always, to every feature that you include, there should always be at least an optional part that makes use of the fact that it's an MMO. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way, for whatever reason. Well, we can dream, can't we? But that's been it for now. I've done everything that I wanted to. Again, I'm probably not going to stream me just crafting a bunch of gear, because that's pretty boring. So, if you have been, thanks for watching, and I hope that you tune in next time when we're doing, well, something, I guess. Bye-bye!